Rachamim, which is the graveside prayer. Elmal Rachamim Shokein Mirmim Hametzei Menucha Nikona Al Kanvei Ashkiana B'Ma'al Lot Hakadoshim Uchomrim B'Zohar Arakia Mazahirim et Nishmat Jeff Robinson ben Sam Robinson Shehalach Leomamo Bahavur Shenach Devu Tzadika Al Haz Barat Nishmatot Began Eden Tahei Menuchato Lechein Baal Haramim Yartarei Beseter Menacha Leomamim Bid Yotziror Bitziror Chachayim et Nishmato Adonai Hu Nachalato Be'anacha Al Mitzvoto Shalom Nomar Amen.
Amen.
You know, just what Steve said, that Jewish religion too is that God, the gift of birth and of life is God's hand of handing over a soul to earth and allowing that soul to travel in a physical being through life, and then at death that soul, or it's called the Shema, goes back to God. I think for all of us it's great. I want to skip stories. I have all his stories, you know, his motivational stories, and I'm coaching and everything. I go back to them. And
keep it short, will
one of the stories is Lou Little was a coach for Fordham in the early 30s, real famous football coach. And he had this kid, John, who never played. Spent 4 years, never played. Halfway through his senior year, he gets a call. John's father died. It's the toughest thing coach has to do. He calls John into the office. He says, "Listen, John, I got to tell you, your dad passed away." He says, "I'm really sorry. I know how close the two of you were. I'd see you walking around campus all the time. You never missed one of your games." He says, "Yeah, Coach, we were real close." He says, "Look, I understand. Go home and take care of your family. Do whatever you have to do." John goes home. Coach, you know, the kid never plays the senior year. He figures he's never going to see him again. But sure enough, right before the last game, John comes back. Comes into the coach's office. Coach says, "John, it's great. We're glad to have you back." He says, "Is there anything I can do for you? Is there anything we can do for you?" And John says, "Well, Coach," he says, "I'd like to play in the last game." So Coach Little says, "Well, John," he says, "I'll do that for you, but I can only put you in for one play. I just can't promise you anything more than that." He says, "No, Coach, that'd be great." Sure enough, game starts. He puts him in. First play, breaks through the line, makes a tackle. Second play, breaks through the line, makes another tackle, leaves him in. You know, in those days they played offense and defense. So now he plays him on offense. And he runs through the line, he runs for a touchdown. Sure enough, runs up and down the field the whole game. He's the star of the game, they win the game. After the game, they're all celebrating in the locker room. Coach Little looks over, sees John crying in the corner by himself. They want to give him the game ball. He walks over to him. He says, "John," he says, "you know, I know how close you were with your dad." He says, "You know, I'm real sad for you now. And I know I wish you could have seen this game." He says, "Coach, you don't understand." He says, "These are not tears of sadness. They're tears of joy." He says, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, you see, my father was blind. And today was the first day he saw me play. So I'm sure that Jeff is watching us. I believe in that. And I know that Jeff's in a better place. You know, he struggled for a long time, and now he's healthy and he's happy and he's with God and he's with his parents and his friends. So, you know, God bless Jeff."
You know, I got something to say that, you know, I'm happy that we're all here, and that I almost missed it. And just thrilled that I got a chance to be here. And I guess it's the a funeral we never had. You know, we did a lot of crying, but I found myself crying coming over here. You know, I went by Jeff's house, lived around the block that we just now. And I drove out, and then I drove down, you know, where I live, Royal Palm Boulevard, for those that know Royal Palm. And, you know, I ended up going down near, took the, whatever, near the old, where his parents used to be at Westview, and coming here. And it's just, it is overwhelming, but I feel like we really did something good. And after I do this, I just got one word that has Jeff's name in it. And it's state championship. And it says, Jeff Robinson walked in the sixth, stole second, moved to third on a wild pitch, and Rick Bowen bunted. Robinson home. We're gonna miss you.
He's home. Can I say a few words afterwards?
Sure. Yeah.
Jeff, you crazy son of a bitch. We here at Flamingo Park, I know you're watching. We're at second base. You said to me months ago, if I'm gone after a couple of weeks, people will forget about me. But you're so wrong, man. You're so fucking wrong. You touched so many people's lives. You had no idea the impact you made on people. Your generosity will always be remembered. Your friendship, your love, your soul, they'll never be forgotten. We love you. We're at second base because this was your turf. This is where you were happy. This is where you laughed. We all smiled. We had great times here. And you were very instrumental in giving me one of the greatest moments of my life. We talked about it even 2 months ago. You saved my no-hitter in a state tournament. I know you remember. I certainly do, and it seems like yesterday. Man on first, stealing second. Jeff at second, you ran to cover the bag. Guy hits a ground ball hard right up the middle in stride. You made a backhand stab, stepped on the bag, end of the inning. My no-hitter was preserved. They didn't do high fives or bumps back then, but I remember waiting for you coming off the field. And I put my arm around your neck and I said, great play. You were great, man. We love you. We'll always love you. Rest, my brother. We love you.
I'd like to say a little something. I was fortunate to spend as much time as possible with Jeff the last few years, and he knew me since I'm 4 years old. He was my sister's first boyfriend, but a lot of you guys used to date my sister.
Among many.
But he knew me since I'm 4, and he always looked out for me like a big brother. Later on, we hooked up in business, and I think he was just kind of there to goof around with me and kind of have a good time, because he was used to much bigger businesses. But during the last few months, me and Gary were lucky enough to speak to him every other day or every third day, and we took him on a nice trip to Tampa. We saw the Red Sox play the Rays, and we spent a good 48 hours straight with him. And at the end, he wasn't very happy here, and I'm okay, because I know what he wanted to do, his master plan, and he's up there with Dave Novak, and he's probably looking down, as Steve said, and
throwing a football.
Yeah, happy that we're doing this. just want to say I love you, Jeff, and I hope you're okay. You left a big hole in my life. No one's gonna call me at 7:15 in the morning and go, "Wah!" anymore.
I'll do it.
And I love you, man, and like I wrote in the Herald, one day we'll have a catch again. Just wait a few more years for me, all right? Take care.
Oh, I'll say a couple words. Hard to say much else after all the great words everybody has said. My best buddies in the whole world. He helped. Jesus.
He's calling. Jeff.
Yeah, he's calling, exactly. Have no idea who that is. It's not Jeff. Wish it was, actually. Don't we all? You know, I saw him in the worst of times recently, and I'm trying not to remember him during those times because there were so many great times, and I think that's why we're here, to remember these great times that were spectacular. I mean, we all have 30, 40 years. I remember meeting him at Bay Harbor Elementary School when he came over from Treasure Island, and he was the new kid on the block, and I think we were 10, 11 years old. It's a long time, so we go back a long ways, and you know, again, one of those things, if you didn't speak for a week, a month, or even a year, not that we ever went that long without speaking, you could pick up right where you left off and be best buddies, and just like you never missed a beat. What can I say? He'll be missed incredibly forever. We'll always think of him in so many ways. Just an amazing guy that touched so many people, and I guess he's in a better place. I still have a hard time kind of coming to grips with that things got to a point where he felt he wanted to go upstairs. So it's still troubling to me about that, but it is what it is. So anyway, I'm glad we're all here, and thanks everybody for taking the time. It's a neat little deal. Thanks.